The Gambia, there is an increased push there to mitigate the effects of climate change. The West African nation is famous for its unique shape, a colonial-era legacy. It is also heavily dependent on agriculture, but recent extreme weather is reported to be having a devastating impact on output and incomes. To address this, the government officials and farmers now say they're moving to a strategy which can bring more certainty. Momodu Lamin Choi has more from Banjul.
It's been over 2 months since the rainy season kicked in the Gambia. Like in previous years, it's been a longer wait than expected. Irregular rainfall patterns clouded with an atmosphere of uncertainty in a country where most farmers rely on rainwater to cultivate crops is a cause for concern.
Farming is the main source of livelihood for many Gambians. However, as climate change takes its toll on agricultural production in the country, many are facing worsening food insecurity. With many farmers still relying on crude tools and traditional farming methods, agricultural outputs continue to decline annually.
What we normally encounter is dry spell, long absence of water for a couple of weeks, and the later we'll have, but then the crops will suffer. So this will now affect the growing cycle of those crops. So it's another climatic impact we are facing. When we have this emission of greenhouse gas in the atmosphere, they will delay the onset of this rain falling down.
On his 12-hectare farm, Aliuba cultivates groundnuts on a large scale, a job he has been doing for more than 4 decades. Now he's betting on the rains to yield a harvest worth the toil. Like every farmer, he depends on the farm produce to sustain a living. But as the weather grows increasingly unpredictable, the harvest he counts on is no longer guaranteed.
What is affecting most at this moment is climate change. The rain patterns we are used to has changed. We used to experience rains at night and sun during daytime. Now it rains both days and nights. That affects our work a lot.
The prevailing climatic conditions are fueling the spread of pests, with the fall armyworm now infesting maize fields across the Gambia. The outbreak has already caused widespread damage, raising fears of major crop losses for farmers.
Just as you see it, we find this pest on the maize crop, mostly when it hasn't rained for a long time. We don't experience this when it rains regularly.
Most Gambian farmers cultivate groundnuts, a cash crop that has experienced steady decline over the decades. Last year, farmers suffered a poor harvest, with production dropping by 14% to just over 40,000 metric tons.
The only solution to our problem at this moment is smart farming. The farmers to deploy smart farming. With that, you can do farming so easily.
What will solve the impact of climate change is having our own irrigation facilities. We'll be able to provide and regulate the amount of water coming to our farms through the most convenient means.
Amidst the worrying impact of climate change across the country, the Gambia government says it has been responding to farmers' plight with the provision of tools and seed varieties that are resistant to climate change shocks on agriculture. Momodu Lamin Choi, CGTN, Banjul, the Gambia.